This is the Simpit. I'm Michi Hoyer, and today we're gonna have a special piece of show for you guys. Today we swapped some kind of roles, and it's me being moderating on the show while it's Shaun being driving and testing for the Raw before 24 around Daytona Road Coarse. So, hello Shaun, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm kind of nervous being in this spot.
So, as I said, we're gonna have a very special format of today. You guys will be more or less talking to me, whereas I will be talking to you. However, on the same side, or on the same time, I'm gonna watch Shaun driving in the Camaro. Is that a Camaro?
Mustang.
No, it's a Mustang, sorry. Driving around in the Mustang to practice for the Raw before 24, upcoming on that weekend. And as it's gonna be the chance, I'm gonna be his engineer on race day, so we gonna do practice together, try to improve on the set, try improve on his driving, and to achieve that we just leave him alone. So I will gonna stop talking to him in a second, because currently we're on push to talk with each other, and he won't ever get a single voice heard of me being talking to you guys. But as soon as I have to punt him for his driving, I'm gonna hop on the radio and say, hey Shaun, get your shit together. So that's what the format's gonna be. So that means I fire up the sound of iRacing again. There you go, because we have some fans and some competitors testing with us today. So looking into the result sheet, we got at least 9 or 10 people in there. We got El Buco inside here, we got Hector inside here, and a lot of people among the show maybe. So if you want to join, I think you made it public, Shaun?
Yeah.
So it's the Simpit testing for the Raw before 24, that's the server name is called. And then we just hop in and see what Shaun is able to do with the current setup. And right, just Shaun go out, I will have a watch on the onboard cam from the cockpit view. So you guys can then go start. So Shaun is off the pit, and if you got any issues with sound or anything, just let me know, because I need to do a lot of managing here. Anyway, we leave Shaun racing here, and this is gonna be a special format really. Since I'm gonna be talking to you, I'm gonna operate the chat. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Hey Victor, hey everyone else. As I said, we're gonna have a testing session going on today. So it's Shaun really completely being focused on his driving, while we being moderating to show all together. While I can freely talk to you, can answer you any questions whatsoever. So we will do a fully different workaround here, and yeah, definitely gonna have some interesting views. So I need to see. I think that session split times I'm not able to see there. Anyway, we all care about Shaun here. Just looking at his FR500S series there. And then, yeah, we will have some good fun there. However, whatever Shaun's gonna say, you're gonna hear it, because I'm just push to talk towards him. So you get everything. Every little scare, every little spin, everything, every reaction of him, you're gonna get broadcasted to your screen. So that is going to be very interesting stuff. So Victor, Shaun is out there in the Mustang FR500S. I can show you the picture, the car from the chopper view for once. There you go, it's the blue Simpit Mustang, as he dices it up the inside over the Mazda. Going around first corner, very settled so far, I have to say, but to really judge his driving I need to go back to the cockpit and see what his driving is like. Could have rolled a little bit more with the car there. Nevertheless, very interesting things here going on. So we're just gonna have a look at his pace. And probably I can't do too much about engineering when talking about split time, since I won't be able to see them right now. If anyone got a chance to tell me if I'm gonna be able to see his split times he's doing, feel free to do so. Victor, speed-wise, it's probably more being like a GT4 car. Let's see how much a kph he will max out on the straight after the bus stop chicane there. Let's see, going into the chicane, 135 kph. I'm sorry guys, I'm not into imperial, I'm into metric. Quite a lot there, so I can have a calculator on so I can tell you what the top speed there is, since I got my second screen up with a laptop here. So we're looking at the current top speed of 215, 225 as the finish light comes up. It goes across the line, 235, 236, so 236, that is an equivalent of 146.6 miles to the hour. Looking good so far. Gonna be a little bit of traffic there on the outside that compromises him through turn 2. Shaun, you're waiting a little bit too long until going on the accelerator out of turn 2.
Copy.
So we're gonna do same for turn 4. Did you lift through turn 3?
No left. Copy on 4.
Since I do not have live timing available or no delta best there, you could check out whether to run even earlier on the accelerator out of 5 to carry more speed towards that little left kink when you go to the banked area.
Copy.
Very good bus stop. You might lose a little bit on the exit of 5 due to the racing line. However, if you pick up more speed and approach the pit stop chicane faster, you might upending carrying more speed throughout the straight.
Earlier on gas out of 2, 4, and 5.
Copy. Good evening, Falcon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. All the guys who joined late. It wasn't that bad though. Keep going. All the guys who joined late, we're gonna do a special practice session today with me monitoring the driving of Shaun. Yeah, better apart from the slide. Make sure to go wider on the entry on 2. Too late again.
Okay. Did you say a wider entry into 2?
Yes. I'm not sure whether your rear end is a little bit too unsettled.
gas, at low speed it is. Medium speed it seems pretty hooked up, but at low speed the rear end's sloppy.
Yeah, I think so too. So Shaun just went around last time doing his personal best with a 204.4, and let's see what he's going to be around this time.
Keep going just a little too deep into one now.
I'm back on tape somehow. There you go. I'm sorry, I was a little bit off sync there. That looked good through two. Not sure if it hands you an off track though. Probably it didn't. Earlier.
Okay.
Now. And now you just need to manage it yourself and need to see whether the delta is going up as soon as you hit the perfect exit out of 5, despite the fact it will go into the red on the very exit, but by now you should cover that red and now turn it into a green if your lap before, or if the rest of the lap before was good.
I should switch my delta right now. It's on Optima. Probably had a draft involved.
Probably, yeah. Roland, let me quickly read it.
I'm not driving my best right now, still even.
I don't really know because I do not have pedal inputs here. But I don't think there's too much off sync. However, I still have a little. Now I'm live. Oops. Sorry, guys.
I'm just punching the gas. It's
yeah.
not that I'm going early, I'm punching it.
Yeah, you should not punch it. You can fix that rear, sloppy rear end with managing in the gas. It's very important to get the revs up with that engine, because the higher revs, the more power it will have. So when I say now, don't punch it out of 4, but give it like 50%. Now. Full. Same with turn 5. Now. Full. There you go. That works a lot better.
Better.
Yeah. So if we try to get the lap together, doing that practice in 2, 4 and 5, you should increase by 2 or 3 tenths, I'm sure.
I'm flirting with green on the bar right now, by the way.
How much?
I'm sure I've done this in the draft. It's trying to go into the green, but it was just missing it.
Okay. Well, that's good. If we catch up on a lap with draft like that, on the exit of 5, we've done the job perfectly right. As I'm in the background now getting up my my clever book to take some notes on what I do see, what I can do in the debrief with him. And classically you do a debrief right after the session, because then your mind is fresh, you remember what you did just before. And yeah, let's see whether we can do it here. So, this is gonna be my workaround book.
Late again.
For... Don't worry, keep going. Wide entry on 2. And then wait for the comments. Now. Could have done it even a bit earlier. Probably I need to calculate.
A little better though?
Yeah, I need to calculate your reaction time into my commands a bit. Now. Now. Perfect. That should gain you a lot of time still. And you could go even a little bit early on the gas. How's the Delta looking?
Good. Best lap so far this run.
Alright, we even improved it by 1 or 2 tenths.
I think the weather is not as good as the last session what my optimal set for, but I'm still using it as a relative.
Track temperature 30 degrees, you're gonna note that for comparison. Now focus on turn 1 and 2. Very nice. Bit too eager on the throttle though. Now, keep to the left. Wide entry to 2. Now. Still a bit late maybe, should be green though in the Delta.
We're tied.
Same for turn 4. Now. Now. Right, turn 5 is gonna be better. You missed my call for 4. So, sorry guys for being a little bit silent and absent now. I'm quickly going through the chat messages. So Roland, I actually drove in VEC already, and I got a very competitive team in VEC to conquer this year. Season has already started, so I think if there is a reserve necessary at some point, I'm gonna give it a spin. Really, VEC is the most competitive multi-class sports car series among R-Factor 2 and generally among sim racing, I do think. So that's definitely a series I want to enter. So we just share the laps Shaun did in the end, so it was personal best just by a margin of 19,000, and now the lap he just finished was even faster because of a good sector 1 and the good remaining other sectors. Now go very much to the left. Now. Sorry. Maybe a bit too impatient with the full throttle though. Because it looked fine to a certain extent. Thank you Roland, very interesting there. However, I don't think I can commit to the schedule of VEC currently. And in our team we got our split. We're in the first division as well, and we're racing in the LMP1 series. So probably I would not like to stand my guys into the way. Can you make use of this draft now? Because I want to see the difference in top speed, especially after the bus stop chicane. So this is going to be something very interesting I quickly need to note. So the standard top speed on the set we currently run is 236 kph at the end or at the approach for turn 1. And now I need to see whether Shaun can make it somehow closer to the guy ahead, which looks
I didn't get a great run out.
good so far. Yeah, but you're in the draft, I think. Just a tiny little bit. I'm gonna check it with the speed and tell you in the end. Just focus on the draft. So you can really see him coming a bit closer. So he's definitely in the draft from my point of view there. Looking at the top speed, 233, 234, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42. There you go, 6 kph. That was 6 kph faster than on the standard set. Try to stay behind him and see whether you can get even more draft. And also note me the relative from gaps when you exit the when you exit the bus stop chicane, because I need to get the feel for the distance and time.
Okay.
So I would call this a half draft, because he was not fully into the draft after the chicane. He was close to, but not fully in. And I think there's even more draft. I did forget to ask about the time though.
Ah, shit.
It's all fine. Basically the line he does is the line you need to do. Because he went wide on the exit there. But just by looking at your delta, you should be creeping on the red right now.
We're in green right now, but...
Yeah, the draft, I know.
So right now we're 0.3 back. Whoops.
Okay. So that's 230, 31, 2, 3, 4. You lost it there. That's good.
0.3.
0.3, thanks. So we're gonna see what it's being in the full draft. And I think he's reaching even higher at the end of the straight though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably lost a bit too speed when lifting off there. Okay, if that guy goes on, I see it's fun. If that guy goes on, try to be 0.5 of a second behind when you exit the chicane. Or was that the gap we had in the first run?
Oh, no, that defeats the point. Come on, go.
Wait, there's another car coming.
Sorry.
There's another. Take the white one. It's all right. So we now have just seen that 0.3 seconds at the exit of the bus stop chicane was a bit too close there. However, I think now he's too far away. We will need to see on the timing. That was a very good exit. You should creep in on him at the front there.
1.1, 1.0.
Again, tell me the gap at the end of bus stop.
Copy. .5.
That's probably the gap we're looking for into the race.
.3.
Ah, that guy is wearing more rear wing. So still we reach 236, 237, 238, 239. So carrying a lot of slipstream in the beginning grants you still a little bit of speed in the end. Ah, there's the other guy again. Alright, let one of them by and get into... Oh, this is difficult, because I think the white car has definitely had more drag and more downforce than the other car we were chasing. What's your thought on it?
The other one disappeared. They both disappeared after.
Alright, then we go on without testing. I mean, the lap was done anyway with the car being in our way. So we focus again on the exit of 5. Now, not bad. Was good, I think. It's hard to tell from me. He's sitting there, having no split and having no bar oscillating at the top.
No, it felt right. It was just a touch of counter steer, just a touch.
Yeah, but the touch is mostly a touch too often.
Yes. That was a cut.
I need to check that for myself. What is a cut there? The turn, the third turn of the bus stop was a cut? Was it the third turn of the bus stop that was a cut?
The first.
Or the
And
first?
maybe the third. It might have hit me with 2 there.
Okay. Yeah, first one looked like being a cut. So, quickly get up to camera again. Go on it. Good stuff. It was a decent turn 1 to my liking, so now try to go very much to the left.
Oh,
Not bad. Now, it's just an alternate line. If you slow down very a lot to the entry of 2, you just can punch into the apex a little late, but get early on the gas. Could be even faster. Now, close to very good. Oops. Sorry, I was a little bit off sync. You were waiting for my command there, weren't you?
no, I was good. I was good. I was on it. Trying to push the gas pedal all through the floor. It only goes to one spot.
So the entry speed I need is 229.
Not a great lap time.
Remember you're... I'm not able to...
I'd say the track's running slower, but someone ran a 2:03.1.
Remember your tires are like being 12 or 13 laps old. Yeah, you were carrying a little bit too much speed now. Anyway, focus on 2. Now. That was too harsh at some point. You could when you go a little bit off gas, you give the car a little bit more rotation as well, as it is rear wheel drive. Now, bit too much understeer, made us wait a bit. Now. Yeah, blowing smoke, you're some sort of right. I think there's some delay in it, however, when I hear my echoing on his video as soon as we have casual talk, I can clearly hear myself being in the very same talking speed.
Stupid idiot.
No worries. Your braking zone was dead, but even that car gave you an additional speed of 2 kph.
Okay. I'm gonna have to brake earlier because of the tires that almost cleaned.
Is there some kind of sound hole at a certain ref in 4th gear?
A what?
For me, the car always sounds like you lift short before you break into 2, and it sounds always for me as you lift on the apex on 3.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Let's talk about this in the pits. A little too late on the gas again. So I would recommend to have a quick look at the setup as soon as you've finished the lap, just in case. Is it going to be an improvement?
This lap here? No.
Right, then I would say practice box entry for once. So, whoops. Nice catch. Thank you very much, Glimmeril. Thank you for all the support and all you guys watching.
Hit limiter.
So, this is still very different, and I'm sorry that I'm currently a bit more busy with Shaun actually, but we want to make it a good approach to the Raw before 24. There are the yellow bollards.
Left a lot of meat on the bone right there.
So you need to do manual hit speed.
I gotta double check that. I don't remember on this car, to be honest with you.
Okay. So what's happening now is Shaun sending me his setup over the screen of Discord, because it should be a little bit
Alright, so
secured.
you want to see the tires?
Let me see the tires there, yep, and let me also see the suspension. So all 3 pictures you can get me there, and then I will have a quick look on it. So Shaun is fixing the stuff on the other side, so I quickly gonna get some footage of him here on my second laptop as I keep further noting down stuff. So what we still need is a test where you pick up the draft and just overtake the car ahead right on the finish line. That would be the perfect spot, because that will give you like half of a car length jump on the braking, and really needs to make the guy to go really hard balls on the outside, and if he doesn't do it, you get the position there.
Okay.
So having a look.
It's just a top and bottom for the setup.
Oh dear. I'm not used at all to those.
Do you want me to switch it to metric?
That will be great. if
Alright.
if that somewhat helps you there.
Yeah, hold on, let me redo them.
Hey P Gracer, hey Nutella Bra, hey Chivette. Thank you very much for joining. Chivette, if you could explain me how to join as a spectator.
It wasn't supposed to be called 2 anyway. This is actually 1B.
That would be really great, because we tried to figure it out how to make it work, and I did not know, and Shaun probably did not know as well. So we definitely need to fix this. So Ra Chevette, if you could email to Shaun at thesimpit.com with a little instruction how to get me on the on the spotter service, or just give me a quick instruction right now if I can do it myself sitting here on the server. That would be great. As I'm watching the pictures I'm receiving from Shaun, that's good. Okay, so quick question. You put in 15.4 gallons of fuel. Gallons. So you put 15.4 gallons of fuel. Into the car right now.
Okay, 15.4.
That was a question. You ran with 15.4 gallons of fuel. Alright, that's an equivalent of 58.3 liters. Do we have any clue how much was left?
God, I thought it said 5.8 or 19 laps. It might have been 8.5. No, I don't remember.
No worries, just next time you go out, I'll check control and I think it's L or M to enable Motec logging.
Okay.
There should be a little sign somewhere on your screen telling that you're logging stuff. That would be the first thing. Then bump stiffness. That is... Oh, let me see. Plus 30 clicks. So you got the bumps in the back really stiff. Is that correct?
30 is maxed out on bump stiffness rear.
That might be why your rear end is going a bit sloppy there.
Yeah.
So take it down by 2 clicks.
Okay.
Rebound stiffness. That makes... Did you have any issues with stability on the braking?
No.
Any lockups?
No.
Keep it. So you...
In fact, I could brake harder. The braking's been so stable and good.
Well, then make it 1 click softer. Because you want to max out your braking, and your current braking performance is good to me, as long as you feel comfortable with that for yourself. But with getting the rebound stiffness a bit softer, you put more weight on the front, which on initial turning should give you a better turn around the corner. Because I thought you were some initial turning, you were out on some initial turning understeer.
Okay.
The Mustang is a very heavy car anyway, so it's tending to understeer more rather than oversteer. All the other things look okay to me at the minute. The right tire in the back is yellow. That means that you're very on the limit, right?
Yes.
And you want
Too
that
low.
you want that to have it not to go fast on the banked thing, on the bank corners, on the
Yeah.
straight lines. Nevertheless, I would give it a 1 or 2 clicks up, because if you go on the gas and compress the springs, if they bottom out, you're gonna lose every grip, because the bottoming out is then being covered by a sudden shock from the down, which then pushes the springs up again, and at some point the rear end is gonna take off from the tarmac, and that's gonna give you the jumping effect in the back. And if you lose the rear end, or if you lose the connection to the ground on the rear end, you get the wheel spin to the side and because the wheel spin comes very suddenly. Either it doesn't come at all, or it comes very suddenly.
Yes.
So there's a sudden loss of grip, and I think if you would get the spring perch offset a little bit, I don't know which direction, just that your right height is not yellow.
Yep.
That would make it, I think.
Okay.
And then I would say, go back on the track and see whether we can improve. And I quickly note down the setup changes. Because noting down
I
setup
just took a picture and sent you, or I'm sending you the
correct files.
changes.
Okay. So, what is very important, I'm sorry guys, I cannot really do a lot about the lighting here, maybe like this it is better, I'm sorry. So what's very important when working on a set is to do a lot of documentation. Note everything you may notice, and even if it's a 1 kph draft because of a Mazda, that won't matter too much anyway. But at the end of the day, this could be the very little advantage you get over someone else. So this is definitely worth all the work to do. As Shaun is now ready to go back on track, so I'm gonna get it a quick note down on changes. We went 2 clicks minus at the rear bump stiffness, which was to cover the acceleration moment a bit. The rebound stiffness is minus 15 degrees. Where did that come from now? Shaun, did you change something to the rebound stiffness? Because that went to minus 15 degrees.
Yeah, I thought you asked me to go down 1 with that if my braking was stable.
I'm sorry, I was talking about the front. So put the rebound stiffness back to 0 and reduce the rebound stiffness at the front towards 50, or what is the next click? Is it 45?
Yeah, 45.
Yeah. Do it
Okay.
to 45.
You want an image of this one?
Yeah, just for double checking, it might not be wrong.
Also, I was changing my delta to this session instead of optimal.
Yep, that would be clever.
Okay.
So what we have changed now is pretty much the weight transfer from the back going towards the front while braking. We've done this by softening the front, so the weight that's coming from the back is now being faster, quicker,
Optimal lap for my delta
towards the front with a softer rebound stiffness. Wait, am I wrong right now? Oh, this should help. No, I'm sorry. This should help the stability when being on acceleration. Because now, when going in acceleration, the weight from the front is faster transferred to the back, putting on the load on the tires, which increases the grip, and at the same time, the bump in the back is now a bit stiffer, so it can handle the shock of the weight coming in a better way. That should give him a lot more grip in the rear end, and that should also be the way to go in order to improve the lap time there. So, hello everyone there. Yep, the on-screen chat needs to be refreshed. I'm sorry about that. There's so much stuff going on my stream that I actually do not see too much stuff. So let's see, this is changed now. I will have a quick check up myself. There you go, check up. Doesn't say connected though, but it seems working again. So I'm sorry for that inconvenience. Oh, Apex, that's no ignorance at all. Actually, Shaun is the alien today. He's going even faster, with some little help of engineering, some little help of setup work. Thank you very much for your feedback, that blown smoke. Hope you have a good day at work, and maybe you get some time to enjoy the stream later. As we now go into our first timed lap, approaching the turn 1 with a top speed of 234. So we lost on a kph, but I'm gonna wait and double checking because of the fuel. Let's see whether we can make this a purple lap time though. Alright, thank you there, Chevette. So if you could mail a certain distraction, a certain instruction on how to do it to Shaun@thesimpit.com, that would be great, because that could make us enable this in the debrief step by step. Oh no, Glimmeril, I know the procedures of streaming, however, and I got interrupted with this when talking about it. What is very important about setup work is visualization. That means keep track of what did change, then get the feedback from the driver. So I'm gonna let Shaun do 1 or 2 laps, and then I'm gonna ask him on the car balance whether it's improved for him or not. I'm gonna give him also some info whether his top speed is improved or deproved, or whatever. So he's gonna get replies of me as well, and then we're gonna evaluate whether those setup changes made any sense or were just not working at all. Nutella bra, I'm so far more or less fine with paper and pens. I'm gonna draft some information towards Excel in the end, or Google Docs, Google Drive, to then have a clear hookup of things. So top speed is the same. It's just Shaun needs to get his driving together now, and I will leave him alone for another lap before I hop in and give some hints, because with new tires it takes some time to adapt to the new car. He waited too long on the throttle there, so I'm gonna interrupt. That was too late on the throttle out of 2. And there comes a left-hand kink. Down into 4. Too late on the brake, on the throttle. Again, too late on the throttle there. That was kinda okay. Could have been a bit better though. So, how's car balance?
balance feels good. That actually got a lot of speed off the corner a long way around. Balance feels great.
So better exit speed?
It's hard to say. I think I'm being a little smoother, but I think it's improved also, so...
Let me just tell you, if you lost some straight line speed, it's like a quarter of kph at the approach towards bus stop chicane.
I don't think we've lost all that much, really. .8, 1.7. We're gonna get a draft on him. Fine.
Just try to make sure to go around the outside of him. Yeah, that draft gave you... Now you hit the speed you usually hit when braking. That was another 2.5 kph of draft. So now focus on the entry and listen to my commands. Now. Great. Car looks a lot smoother when being on throttle.
Yes, it does. It feels it. And no downside on the braking end. Braking
now.
Fine.
Yeah, you're still too late on the exit of 4. We got that fixed though. We just got 4 days left. Now. Great stuff, not even the king of oversteer there.
Yeah, the car feels really good. Smoothed it out for sure. And no downside, the braking's great. Top speed seems fine.
Yes, Apex, I do have a channel, and you can see it on youtube.com/Michi Hoyer. Otherwise, check out on other streams of Shaun. In the description there you will find my links, you will find my Facebook, you will find literally everything there. What level do you have to get to do this? Pepper Smurf, what do you mean by this? I'm not really sure how to react on that question, I'm sorry. But if you concretize this question, I'm gonna surely answer it. Yep, Altermann, it's a German kind of thing. Held a little bit late, but looked okay. Now focus to go earlier and throttle into 4.
Copy.
Now. Very good exit. Does it understeer at that point?
A little bit, but it can kind of do both. It understeers until you give it just a little much gas, and then it goes oversteer.
Better keep it this way, because that way you're gonna carry all the speed towards the straight. Papa Smurf, license class wise, I'm currently sitting on C354. So by the end of the series, that will get me a promotion towards the B license there. As we just watch Shaun to finish this lap.
Way quicker right now.
I agree, you've just done your personal best lap the lap before. Or 2 laps before. So that was an improvement of 2/10, considering the beginning of the stint. and I'm quickly gonna save that to our debrief list to go with him through the times.
You're welcome. Nah, I think so. Alright, session's over.
So sorry for the thing anyway, for that little king of the pictures. Still
I didn't look at
looks
fuel,
good.
Michi. Well, I don't know if we ran long enough.
Did you turn on the Motec thing though? We forgot that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Damn.
I need to put a note up on my screen.
Yeah. So that would be something to do for the background in further things. Let me quickly get the check up. Oh yeah, Glimmeril. I'm fine with that. Anyway. Yeah, it could be.
Finals off of that little tiny run. That's what we got off of that.
Yeah. So, Shaun, looking at your lap times, you are able to consistently do mid 204s, and I think in a lap time with about 2 minutes, running a consistent lap time up to 3, 4, 5 tenths is literally a good sign already. So you are like half of the job is done towards that race already. What we do need to know is when tires go off. What we still do need to know is when the amount of fuel that's being consumed and where the cut of the tires. There might be a combination of weight, tire that needs to be getting together. So it could be, you know, the tire lasting like 16 laps with a 50 kilogram of car, but you only can do 15. However, if you put in 60 kilogram, the tires might only last 15 laps, which would be 55 kilogram of fuel. If you see what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much there, the Falcon, for the email address.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm still here talking to the crowds, trying to get that stretch done. So anyway, if I go through the chat, guys, thank you very much there, Buddha, for the working discipline. Thank you very much, everyone who joined in here, and feel free to get your questions out, since we're going to go towards the end of this a tiny little bit. So, there we are. So Shaun, if we rehearse back on the changes we did, what would you say needs to still be improved, if there is something you say that needs improvement?
I think we still are fighting a little bit of understeer on entry.
Okay.
And we haven't hurt the braking at all still. So whatever we did, you know, like if we wanted to go softer in the front, we might be able to get away with it. I don't know. But it definitely, yeah, it seems a little understeer on entry on. I mean, I guess any oversteer would suck though, because turn one will flip you around with understeer at all.
You mean oversteer?
Yeah, so I mean, I would err on the side of understeer on entry with this car, especially. But it seems like we could probably pick up a little more. I'm still just kind of not getting that turn in that lets me push at 2 and 4. But we might. I mean, the next one might be the point of diminishing returns too. I'm not, you know.
Do you mind to go for another few minutes, or would you like to stop it at that end with driving?
Well, that session is over. I mean, here are the thoughts I have.
Okay.
I could restart another one right now, although I'm probably to the point where I could probably use, you know, a 20, 30-minute break just to be optimal. Because I'm starting to get hot now. But,
okay.
Or so we could do that, or we could fire it up and just, you know, hey, I'm on a job today, work, get tired, don't worry. Or we could, you know, push it back. I'm open to anything. Have our chat in front of the world here. What do you think, Michi? Did you want to go again? I mean, what? 9 o'clock your time?
I'm still fine with that. Otherwise, I would hop on myself doing some FSR installation labs. But
Yeah.
really, if it's fully up to you. If you say like, I'm ready to do another few laps at the same quality, we can go on. If you say, I probably need a break, we stop it.
Yeah, I'd say to be totally optimal, I would say let's stop it, and then I need to come back and do a full fuel run to know how long till that sucker runs out of gas, and what were my fall off on tires.
Okay, so here's my expectation. You said a little bit too much understeer after braking into turn-in. That is an issue still. If we can work that around with braking stability, that's fine. Otherwise, we keep it. So apart from the understeer, no issues.
No, I need to push braking harder, I think, because I've missed braking zones, but I still haven't locked them up. So I missed them because I wasn't braking hard enough, not because the car didn't have it, I think. So I still need to, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like I was braking a lot better than the red car.
Yeah, it seems a lot more stable. I just did one lap
maybe,
in the Mazda around here, and I hit the brakes for a bus stop and just lost the car.
yeah, this car hasn't even given me a hint of it yet. Which is kind of nice because there are a few spots at Daytona that will notoriously flip you around.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I talking about? Turn 2 was impossible for a while until I figured out how to not stab the gas, even though that was my problem still today.
Can you watch me a bit? Since I'm here on the stream, and since I'm here on everything else, I'm just gonna give you...
This room's shut down, though.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Okay.
Can you restart the session while being in that room?
No, but I can start another one real quick.
No worries. We're gonna do it at another point, so we just skip it here. So I get my book back. That was just a vast idea that's better being thrown away again. So, other than the understeer and the turn-in, no issues so far. Copy. So here's the next task. How much is the maximum allowable amount of fuel on the car?
That 53.
So the 15.4 gallons is the maximum?
Yes.
Right. So we're gonna do exactly that. Go and take out a full stint of with a full car. Drive it until it's empty, and if you still feel the tires to have somewhat grip, you simply hop into the box, get the refueling done, note down the amount of time you spend in the pits, that's very, very crucial. Or better record your driving or whatever, so we can go through the tape and have everything we need to see, and literally just scroll back if we need anything else. That would be the next task. And if the tires still feel somewhat good, you just fuel up the car and go again and try to still go as quick as you can with a new heavy car but with old tires, so we can see the offset of broken tires. And then you quickly box again, and or you go into garage, go out on no fuel whatsoever, take one lap, go in, fully fuel up the car, change the tires, note that pit stop time again, so then in the end we can have a calculation whether it's more clever to run out with worn tires for double stint on the same tire, or whether to change tires with every splash.
Gotcha.
That's gonna be the next step. So just basic things. I mean, those things we're gonna estimate there can still change after further setup changes. However, I don't think that the setup changes are going too hard on the tires anyway, since this car is set up for endurance, literally with like no wear whatsoever. So it's less stiffy style and less sensible than a Formula One car on iRacing or whatever. So that's definitely going to do the job. So yeah, I think that's it for today. That is the debrief on that side. And this is now chance for you guys to get the final questions in. Thank you very much for your joining so far. Let me have a quick look at the messages as well. There you go. So the entrance of that series is required a C license, if I'm not mistaken, either by the guys from the stream. Do you know, Shaun, by yourself?
I'm double triple checking right now. I think there is. I think it's just set by iRating. I don't think you need any license requirement. It's just if you have no license, you're going to be a very low iRating, so you're going to be down in low splits. The Daytona 500 goes by qualifying time, but the rest go by iRating.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. Robert is unfortunately not on the stream. He's busy with other things right now, and gonna be probably even more busy until mid of February. However, he told me if I get something to do with him, I just shall contact him, and then we go on talking about stuff and get our things done. So in the end, Robert is not here, but Robert and me got probably the same level of knowledge to some extent. I think he's an even more clever guy than I am when it comes down to setup, but nevertheless, I know about the basics. So we improved Shaun's setup today, which is really good. So we're looking good for the Raw before 24 around Daytona Road Course. So, Shaun, you got any questions left or anything you want to say? Otherwise, I would bring this to an end at that point.
No, I just want to thank you. I mean, it's kind of nice having somebody else looking over your critiquing, the small things, but it pays off, and it's like even for what didn't translate into an achieved laps, that still required putting all the corners together, and draft could be a factor here, but getting it so that I knew what corners and where I really needed to focus my energy. So even with or without you, if I go back to the track tomorrow, I know exactly where my issues were. I know exactly where I needed my biggest improvement and what to be looking for, even on my optimal tab. So that's exceptional, and thank you very much.
That's great. So that's good feedback for me as well. Really like to thank you for giving the opportunity to do something new on the show. I know I did this before with Robert, and sorry you couldn't hear me. Sorry. So I just go again. So I'm very thankful as well to go with you in that format to the show. I know I've done it with Robert before. However, Robert wasn't seenable on the screen. And for your Patreon guys, since you got the access to Discord, and you got also the special access to the Patreon page, Patreon is some very nice tool Shaun is actually using to contribute to the show. So that's getting you the chance to contribute to the show by yourself, take on the action, go behind and have a look into the backstage area of the Simpit. And for you guys, there's going to be a picture today from this setup I was using today to get the engineering done for Shaun, so you just get an impression of how work as an engineer is like, or how we just set up the stream, how I set up my desk, how I set up all the other screens and everything for this show tonight. So this is going to be a special thing to come up for the Patreon guys, and if you're interested in looking at it, in the description you'll find a link to the Patreon page. Subscribe, support yourself to the Simpit, make this a bigger show, tell your friends. Definitely you need to hit the like button if you like such kind of stuff and such kind of activity here on the show. And yeah, basically, if you want to get a look behind the scenes, go on the Patreon thing, support Shaun, support me, support the Simpit, contribute to the show, make this one a even bigger one. So far as I can say, no big questions left. I just have a quick double check. There you go. Thank you very much for your feedback, guys. I think Shaun, final words is to you.
Nah, again, just good times. I'm really race. You know, I mean, preparation is everything when it comes to doing a race, and especially this, where it's like I'm getting a little bit of track time with the slower and faster cars, and getting some of that awareness I'm going to need as well.
Well, that's great stuff, and I'm just getting a little showcase up from your car there. So the guys will see you going hard on that circuit for the final time. Anyway, this also means that this is going to be the end of the show. And Shaun, you got something else planned for tonight?
Well, I was planning on doing. I kind of promised everybody a practice session at 6 o'clock tonight, which I know is very, very late for you. That's 3 in the morning your time.
Well, that's no worries, because we just did the debrief, and you now got the certain tasks that will fulfill a full hour of testing and getting you even more used to the car and exploit its things. You don't need me. The only thing I really tell you is focus on your exits. Go early on the throttle, and maybe test the limit from the other hand, or from the other side. Go early on the throttle and go wide. It's just practice. Go wide. Don't care about the incidents being noted. So you see what is the earliest time, referring to the angle of the car has towards the apex, whether it's like that, or looking even further to the exit. Go and play with that into first, and when you find comfortable to replicate the perfect exit ever and ever again, you fill up the fuel and you go making a massive long run and get the tires into the window and get everything sorted. That's gonna be your plan for tonight. When I get up in the morning, I judge you.
Excellent. So now everybody out there, you guys know exactly for tonight's testing at 6 o'clock hour.
So guys, you definitely know what to do for tonight at 6 PM Pacific Standard Time. For us Europeans, probably we have to sleep a night over there, but for breakfast we get another testing scene of Shaun Cole there sitting in this Mustang, which is looking really good with a Simpit livery. Really like that, like the colors and everything, so you've done a good job there.
Thank you.
Anyway guys, before this is going totally over the edges here, I would like to thank Shaun for the opportunity again, thank for his driving, and there was really a good amount of testing, I think. So Shaun, you got anything to add there?
No, just thank you, and thank you everybody for watching it. A totally new twist on what we've always been doing.
That's great stuff. So yeah, I think there's nothing to add on that bombshell. I think it's time to end the show as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Really, hit the like button, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, get the Patreon member, get access to the backstage of the Simpit, make this one even bigger show, and especially tune in again 6 PM when it's on again. Testing on the road, on the Raw before 24 here at Daytona Road Course. I'm Michi Hoyer. This is Shaun Cole. This is the Simpit, and we guys see you out on track.